Continuing our conversation with someone who needs no introduction. So Gayle, I'll get right to it. We live in media bubbles. There's New York and there is Washington. And yet when I was in Texas, I went to a restaurant and nobody had a mask on. My friends in Georgia tell me nobody has a mask on. Yeah. How difficult is it for you in the position that you're in to get people to understand it's simple? Wash your hands, wear the mask, practice social distancing, and black people are dying in record numbers.
Yeah, but you know what, Del, this is what's so hard, because people get conflicting messages from the top. You know, in the beginning, President Trump was saying, no big deal, no big deal. He even had rallies, 2 rallies, and they said, you know, mask would be optional. I always say this: listen to the science, listen to the scientists, listen to the doctors, listen to people who know what they're talking about, who have studied this issue. And when you look at that, it really is easy. How many times have you done stories with people who said, I didn't need a mask, cut to they're in a hospital bed? That's happened a couple of times. We had a person who died recently, and his last words were, he regrets that he didn't follow the rules. And he was encouraging other people to wear a mask. This is not hard. Listen, I know the mask is uncomfortable. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's not cute. I get all of that. But there's so much more at stake. John LaPook, who is one of our medical experts, said, if you don't want to wear it for yourself, start a hashtag that says, don't kill grandma. Do you love your grandmother? Do you love your parents? Wear it for somebody you care about if you don't want to wear it for yourself.
Gayle, we are in the midst of several major stories, Black Lives Matter being among them. Where do you stand on the issue? And I'll remind you that Peter Jennings was asked, remember, about the flag lapel, the lapel pin for flag. And he said, I'm a journalist. I'm not an American journalist. I'm a journalist. Where do you stand on Black Lives Matter? And how difficult is it to take a stance as a journalist?
Well, I don't think you have to take a stance, to me, on Black Lives Matter. I don't look at Black Lives Matter as a stance. I look at Black Lives Matter as a human issue. You know, I think it's so interesting that Colin Kaepernick was vilified for taking a knee. And that whole argument was co-opted to make it sound, so he was portrayed as unpatriotic and un-American and disrespecting the country, when all he was doing was trying to bring attention to the racial injustice in this country. And I think after the death, the murder really of George Floyd, that was a game changer, because Black people have known for a very long time that this exists. But for white America to see the callousness and the cruelty that Derek Chauvin put his knee on George Floyd's neck while George Floyd was pleading for his life and begging for his dead mother, and you saw how cruelly he was really murdered right before your eyes, that was a game changer, and people looked at it very differently. You know, I hear people say, it's not Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. It's true, Del, all lives matter. Maybe we should say Black Lives Matter too. Maybe that would be more to the point. But you can't deny the inequities that have happened to Black people for years in this country. And somebody gave me the best example. It's like a house, and there are a lot of rooms in the house. We love our house, we love all the rooms in the house. But right now, the living room is on fire. And so we're going to go in and put out the fire in the living room. And I thought that was a really good analogy. You know, and the more you read, this is why I say to people, educate and read. You know, I'm very encouraged that many of the top 10 books in the top 10 list are about racial issues, that people are hungering for this information and they want to know more. And one of the best books that's coming out is Caste by Isabel Wilkerson, that puts it all in perspective on this particular topic. So I don't look at taking a stand about Black Lives Matter. I think anybody with a beating heart who studies up on this issue will get it. No. You know, I know that, you know, I'm not paid to give my opinion. I don't give my opinion on CBS this morning. No one's tuning in to give my opinion, but I'm also a human being, first and foremost.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about why O never put my book on her booksellers list, but that's a story for another day.
You should have sent her a copy. It's your fault.
Trust me, several. We
won't. No. I don't believe you.
We'll be right back.